And the people want justification as to why they should be able to do what they want to do.
Anyone who put their hands on another individual during this incident in an attempt to cause harm will face consequences.
Tonight, city leaders responding to Saturday's fight downtown as video prompts reaction from across America.
I will say, if individuals were down there and participated in this event, it would be in their best interest to come turn themselves in at one of our police districts.
Police Chief Terry Thigi says 5 people face charges, and that number could grow. Thigi also said she did not know if any of the victims were hospitalized and did not go into specifics of anyone injured.
It is clear to us that alcohol played a part, a significant part, in this incident.
Federal officials also commenting. The Assistant U.S. Attorney General Harmeet Dillon shared a video on X saying, "Every American is entitled to the equal protection of our laws. Nobody in our great nation should be the victim of such crime, and where race is a motivation, federal law may apply." Cincinnati's mayor refused.
When you see people walk like that, t-shirt, no undershirt on, gray jogging pants, Air Force Ones, all black, white laces, ring around a collar's a little bit drunk, that's not a place where you want to be. You see the gentleman over there in the purple shirt, purple hat, blue jean shorts on. That's not safe for you. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for you. When you see people walking like that,
and where race is a motivation, federal law may apply. Cincinnati's mayor refuting that claim.
It's wildly irresponsible.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Everything about that. Everything about this right here.
Cincinnati's mayor refuting that.
Everything about this right here says problematic. Everything about it. This is why people keep saying, "Oh, you're not invited to the barbecue." I don't want to go to the barbecue because I know I can get home safe at night. There are certain places, honestly, and I had a come to Jesus moment over the weekend. And it's while I was in California. California has completely changed my perspective and my narrative, all right? I realize me as a Cali man, I'm part Detroit, part California now. I have adopted California is my second home. It's just a place that I love. And as I sat on the beach at Newport Beach and I was overlooking the water and the ocean, and I could see only water as far as the eye can see. And I seen all of the citizens and they were riding their bikes, their electric bikes, and people were dragging their coolers back to their cars and things like that. I said, you know, I can't go to certain places anymore. I just can't. I can't go and just hang out anymore. Let me tell you some of the things that I can't do anymore. I don't want to go to places where there are major crowds and I can't navigate and quickly get to my destination without getting to an entrance or a back entrance. Not interested. I don't want to go and wait in lines anymore. If you have a line to get into a place like a club or something like that, count me out, buddy. The after hour spot. I'm not going to the after hour spot anymore. I don't care what time that the events let out. I don't care what y'all doing. I'm not going. I'm not going. I like beaches. What did the old profile say? I like long walks on the beaches. You know? I like good views, good movies. I love live streaming. And I like going to events to go and watch my daughter perform and do the taekwondo. Other than that, I'm not interested. You know what I'm interested in? You know what I did over the weekend when I flew back on Sunday? I went and looked at property. I did. And I went and documented it. And I said, you know what? These are the properties that I'm planning on building on if I can bid and make sure that I get the best properties possible. My whole algorithm is forest and trees and properties. That's what my algorithm is. I was recording the different locations that I'm interested in going to. So this is what the street is. I was making Google notes and documenting exactly what it is. That is what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in being at the middle of the center of whatever it is that you have going on. I don't want to keep it real with you. I don't want to hang out with you. And it was a time in my life that was cool. But I have evolved into being safer. I have evolved into being happier. I have evolved to where I think, you know what the best day ever is when I can get 8 hours of sleep. I said, Jesus. I like older white people. Hey, I said, hey, what's going on? When I go to Vegas, often at times I'll stay at the location that does not have a casino down at the bottom of it. That's why I like the Vidara. The Vidara is right there connected next to the Bellagio and the Aria. And if I want to go and have some fun, I'll head over to the Bellagio. I'll head over to the Aria. I'm not going to be, I don't, y'all like the Cosmopolitan. I see all of y'all trying to get the Vegas cheap. You love the Luxor where the rooms is going like this on a slant. At a time in my life, I was a Luxor guy. My very first time to go into Vegas, I said, oh man, the pyramids, Luxor. I'm not doing, and that's not to knock nobody. I think that you should do whatever it is that you want to do when you want to do it. There was a time in my life that I did that. I'm not, if it's not the Wynn, if it's not, Trump Tower, if it's not the Vidar, if it's not something like that, you like Cosmo because all of the chicks fall over drunk. You can't wait to get you a drunk chick. I don't want a drunk chick. I want a chick that like to get drunk with me. You be on Fremont Street looking at the weirdos. I don't really care for Fremont Street anymore. I'm not really trying to be at Circa. I'm not trying to be at the D Las Vegas. I'm not really trying to be at the Flamingo. Y'all like going into the Flamingo area. Y'all like Drez. At the Cromwell. Y'all know where that is? Shout out to all of my Vegas people. Y'all like the Cromwell. I'm good off the Cromwell. I'm not. Eh. Like when I go out of town, I like going out of town to go to an event. I want to go to a fight. I want to go to a concert. I want to go to, I want to go see the conservatory. I'm off that. I'm off all of that nonsense. This Cincinnati Jazz Fest. It used to be a time when I was growing up where my parents and stuff, they used to go to the jazz festival. Y'all want to go to the Cincinnati Jazz Fest? Because it was right up the street from Detroit. I can't do that no more because y'all not safe. Y'all not safe no more. This is what white people have to deal with. They getting their girlfriends beat up. Their wives and their girlfriends is getting beat up in the middle of the street. How can I explain that to my girl? She's sitting up there with a big lip. I got a knot on my head. You held me down, no, babe. Yeah, that would have worked in the 20s. In our 40s, she going to be like, I'm not safe here. And I'm going to agree with her. I'm going to be like, you're not safe here. How you going to explain that to your girl? You got to go to work in the morning. She got to go to her call center job or she got to go to her nursing job. She got a black eye because she got stomped in Cincinnati. Nobody should be getting their face stomped in 2025. This is wild.
That claim.
It's wildly irresponsible. There's no indication at this point that that race was a motivation in this violent act.
This summer, Cincinnati police have been implementing task forces, drone programs, and youth programs to combat violent crime in the city. The mayor doubling down, it's working.
But the interventions that we have been putting in place on violent crime, particularly in the urban core, are working. And we've got to just continue to be intentional about that strategy.
And this is not even a Cincinnati problem. This is a culture problem. This is a black people issue. I seen people defending this nonsense on the panel last night. And that's kind of the reason why I was like, you know what, I might be a little bit different. I seen people defending this behavior. Oh man, I think he threw the first punch. Fam. Let's be very, very clear. And maybe this is 43 Anton talking and y'all some 26-year-olds. Nobody should be getting stomped. It's no reason that you should be telling me that they beat the hell out of the lady. You beat her up. You beat him up. Y'all gang beat him up. and this is what y'all thought made sense. This is the press conference. Some of the press conferences she was saying.
We had a major Big 3 basketball tournament at the arena. We had a Reds game with large crowds, and we had the Cincinnati Music Festival. Wonderful, wonderful events for this city and all the people who attended it. Unfortunately, we had one incident late Friday night into Saturday morning that is getting all the attention and undoing the good stuff that happened this weekend.
And that's all it take. That's all it take is one incident. Even the OGs here in the city in Detroit, we like the people that's older and we live to tell a tale and we got older and we got families and kids and stuff like now. We be like, hey man, hey, not around here, bro. No, you got to take that somewhere else, bro. We not having that. I seen some OGs and some gang members, and they had them protests, and they was trying to bring all of that nonsense when they was deporting all of them illegal migrants. Some of the black people, hey, not around here, bro. Oh, okay, OG, you can't loot over here. You can't tear up over here. We gonna call the police. We citizens. We not having that no more. We done with that. We are done with that. We're done with the ignorant nonsense. We don't want to deal with the same stuff that y'all wanted to deal with.
That's the incident that you're well aware of that occurred at 4th and Elm. I, like many, woke up Saturday morning to the video. The incident occurred. We got our first call at 3:06 a.m. First officers were on the scene at 3:12 a.m. Based on the body cam footage that I watched, that response time is completely acceptable because the downtown area still had traffic congestion from all of the events. Upon arrival, the fight was over with. The fight was over with when the officers arrived. And the majority of the participants were gone. The officers did exactly what they are trained to do. They gathered information from the victims that were still at the scene to complete an offense report. I will tell you, at this time, we have victims and suspects identified, and we have charged 5 people in this offense. I'm not going to release that information to you. I will say, if individuals were down there and participated in this event, it would be in their best interest to come turn themselves in at one of our police districts.
Not gonna happen. Somebody said, like I've been saying since the beginning, in the 90s, black people are doomed and will never have an equal life in America. And I will definitively tell you that you are wrong, because there is a difference between black people and N-words. Hey, shout out to the daycares. You see how good I've been doing with my speech and how I've curbed my rhetoric in order to accommodate to the daycares and the churches and the grandmas. I've been doing a good job. Let me give myself a round of applause real quick. There is a difference between black people and N-words. I love black people. I can't stand N-words. I love white people. I can't stand trash. I love Arabic people. I can't stand ninjas. I don't care. Listen, I'm just telling you. Black people are doing great in the United States of America. N-words are catching charges in the United States of America. There is a difference, and I need y'all to understand that there is a huge difference between people that know how to follow the law, people that don't get involved in nonsense. There are plenty of hardworking black people of all socioeconomic statuses, and they don't steal. They're not ghetto. They're not making somebody else's life uncomfortable. They mind their business, they have a good time, they enjoy themselves, and they avoid the foolishness. It's a lot of us out here. It's a whole lot of us out here. And we not all dusty. And we have an opportunity to make a lot of money just like everybody else. But it's the culture. It's the cultural differences.